Yeah, all praise to the Father. This one right here a little different. Let's get it. Where you'll be in that darkest hour. Where you'll be in that darkest hour. The skies is falling, the ground is giving, but none can see it. American dream, gotta be slick to believe it. Where you'll be in that darkest hour. Where you'll be in that darkest hour. The skies is falling, the ground is giving, but none can see it. American dream, gotta be slick to believe it. Consider your ways, consider the truth, consider the times, consider the days, consider the stories they telling us lies. See, life is a maze. Christ and the Father's the one we should find. See, one of these days, we gon' partake in judgment and not speak a line. Some live their life and don't come close. Sleepwalking the whore, they all comatose. See the love of many starting to wax cold. Prophecies in my presence, watching it unfold. I beseech that my people go back to the law old. Cause the hour approaching, and every sin that we dabble in, we must abstain and obtain righteous acts to indulge in. What simple act do you indulge in? Do you know about the spirit that your flesh strong holding? Do you know about the narrow path? Do you know about the records of the past that was stolen? Truth is, I only desire Zion. I'm roaring in the den full of lions. Now tell me what you eyeing. I stand pure gold in the fire with one mighty God that's a higher in my darkest hour. Where you'll be in that darkest hour. Tell me where you'll be in that darkest hour. The sky is falling, the ground is giving, but none can see it. American dream, gotta be slick to believe it. Tell me where you'll be in that darkest hour. Tell me where you'll be in that darkest hour. The sky is falling, the ground is giving, but none can see it. American dream, gotta be slick to believe it.
We give him blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. The tongue. We're doing a lesson today on the tongue. You see, I'm sure that we touched on it a couple of times or maybe once in the past on other lessons, but I don't think that we've done an actual breakdown and an actual investigation of the scriptural advice pertaining to the tongue and the usage and the content thereof. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the tongue and we're going to deal with the ramifications and the consequences and the benefits of the proper usage of the tongue. So with that being said, let's get down to the nitty and gritty. First and foremost, Battle Axe Finna has in the house. We give him blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. So let's get this screen share. And we're going to share the screen. We're going to go to the blue letter. And now let's get to the book of Matthew, chapter. No, matter of fact, what I want to cover first is James. All right. That's better. Let's go to James. Chapter 3. We're going to start at verse 1. It says, "My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation or judgment." There's high stakes required the stakes is higher for a leader, for those that want to be leaders and teachers, and they want to take the higher seat. You got to really know that there's a lot on the line when you're doing that, because now you got the standard, the bar has been raised up a lot higher for you, and you fail, you're going to receive a instantaneous and just punishment. So if you're not really ready for that kind of position, the better road for you to take and the better route for you to take is as the meek and the humble, and just follow after someone's leadership. Reading on, it says, for in many things we offend all, because you can mess up in all kinds of different degrees, all kinds of different areas of activities, and in this walk you can make a mistake, especially to a crowd of people like us in this generation that's new to the covenant, new to the heritage of Jacob, new to the law, statutes, and commandments and the true covenant of God. We are being reintroduced. So a lot of people come in with zeal, and that zeal will make it to where they will pre-qualify themselves or self-promote themselves into a position that they may not even know for them, may not realize themselves that they're not really ready for. But it'd be the zeal that caused them to do those things. But with that being said, you got to really put on your grown man shoes when you want to be a leader in Israel, or in any case, for anything for that matter. You know what I'm saying? In any area of activity. But anyways, let me see. Shalom, Akbalak, Torah.
Shalom. Ashar Shabbat.
Ashar Shabbat. Han Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, baby, get online because we're online. Okay, Bobby.
All right. So, for in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same, and able also to brittle the whole body. And he was saying that the context of that is like, that is somebody that is rare. This won't be somebody that is common, and you'll see this happening at all times.
Shalom.
That's what he was saying. It was in a comparison. But let's keep on reading so we can get a full context. He said, behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us. And we turn about their whole body with that one little small little thing in that horse's mouth that's hooked up to the horses, you know what I'm saying, little rope that they hold on to. Well, that's the whole horse is being controlled by just his mouth. All right. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, real big, and are driven of fierce winds. Takes real heavy winds to move those old school ships back then when they were going off a wind sail. Yet are they turned about with a very small helm, even though the ship may be hundreds of feet long and tens of feet wide. The thing that is actually navigating and moving this ship back and forth and side to side, not back and forth, but side to side, you know what I'm saying, would be a small little tiny little fin at the bottom of the ship. That's what controls the ship. He said, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor lists. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindles. So a tongue, even though it's a small little member of the body, the things that can come from the tongue can be some real serious situations. just from speech. He said, behold how great a matter a little fire kindles. That's in comparison to the tongue and the big issues that can arise from the usage of it. It's like a fire, a small little tiny match in a field can burn millions of acres. Start off with just a small little match. You don't need to go out there and put an excessive effort into causing a great big fire. Just the conditions is ample. A small cigarette butt can light the whole thing up. It's the same thing as the tongue. The tongue, even though they say, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. The Bible doesn't really give us that kind of instruction and that type of heed when it comes to words. It actually lets us know that the tongue is actually opposite. Words are real powerful. Like they even say the pen is mightier than the sword. You say, and the tongue is a fire, a world of inequity. What is it? The tongue is a fire, a world of inequity.
Colin, that's what's destroying our people now is the tongue, man. These rappers and stuff, man. That's what happens.
Yeah, it says you could say a little thing and it start a whole fire.
Yeah, from a little thing.
I read a scripture one time, and it says that man tamed everything on earth besides tongue. That's the only thing they ain't tamed.
Right. You're right. That's actually the verse that's going to be following this one. That's number 7. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's get it there.
That's what he's saying. That's why he was saying, like, if you're able to tame the tongue, he said, man, you are a perfect man, and you're able to bridle the whole body. And he was saying that, you know what I mean? Like, basically, he was like, man, that's a great feat to be able to accomplish. Because in verse 7, 6 verses down, he lets us know, like, man, the tongue ain't been tamed yet. We still got a wild usage of the tongue. So he says right here, he says, and the tongue is a fire, a world of inequity. So when it's in a world of inequity, that means that it can be the root of all kinds of different problems. It'll be being utilized in a bunch of different kind of situations that results in real bad outcomes. Pimping and hoeing. A lot of that stuff starts from the dude macking her up, talking her into selling her body. Not everybody gets gorilla pimped. Some people get persuaded into that stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Where'd you get this concept?
That's real though.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's That's right. Yeah.
He said, so is the tongue among our members, that it defiles the whole body and sets on fire the course of nature. It is set on fire of hell. In other words, it's the author of our destruction.
Facts. Yeah, that's a fact too. It is.
It be the author of our destruction. If we don't know how to use this thing properly, man, this thing right here can turn into some big issues. Be the cause of some real big issues, man.
We see it now. We see that it is the cause of big issues.
That's right.
Go on.
That probably would be the reason why they pay our people so much money to say negative things, but they don't pay them money to do the negative things. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about that. They pay them money Big money too. I'm talking about unimaginable amount. Well, I'll say we can imagine it, but unobtainable. For most, it's unrealistic for the amount of money that they'll give them. It's an unrealistic amount. But they'll pay them that much money to say it. But let them do one of them things that they just now pay them millions of dollars to say. Let them go do one of them acts.
Lock them up.
They'll be sitting in jail looking like Mystical or and all them other rappers that be getting T.I. in them. You know, T.I. he got locked up for doing some of the stuff he was rapping about.
Yep, that dude Melly, whatever, young Mel, I don't know that nigga's name. One of them dudes seen something about murder on his mind.
YNW Melly.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, YNW Melly. The dude made a song about something he did. Went to jail.
He killed two of his friends.
Bobby Shmurda.
See?
He went to jail for stuff that he was saying. Him and like his whole crew went to jail for the stuff that he was saying.
Dang.
You know what I'm talking about? The dude that made that song?
Yeah, Bobby Shmurda.
Bobby Shmurda?
Yeah, I know Bobby Shmurda.
You know he came out talking about he gay?
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, but he said that they just trying to claim like that.
No, they said he came out and said that he is a homosexual. He came out with it. Just said it like he's gay.
Let me see.
Man, the dude's gay. He was already to me. He didn't have to say it. I was already just like looking like, you know, with my eyebrows raised, like, man, I don't know about homeboy, man. He ain't. I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, man, he said it sets on fire of hell. What the heck? He said because every kind of beast and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and has been tamed of mankind.
No, there's a dude.
Can no man
There's
tame?
a dude claiming that.
Oh.
Huh?
There's a dude claiming that Bobby loves him and that he's gay. So.
Yeah, hey, I'm just telling you, hey, hey, man, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to bear false witness on the dude. I'm just saying what I've heard, and I'm like, shit, man, you know what I mean? If those type of things wasn't true, we probably wouldn't be hearing about things like that.
Yeah.
Since I'm able to hear about some things like that, then there must be some truth behind it. He says, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. That's that world of inequity. All kinds of different problems will lead back to somebody's conversation. It'll be that conversation. You gotta always remember that everything was spoken in existence. Words is very, very powerful. If we think about it on a just like on a grand scale. If you just look at it on a grand scale, out of everything that is created and exists, we got millions of different life forms, but none of them is sitting around here talking. You get what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody recorded the conversation of a bacteria. I'm pretty sure if they was making a conversation, they probably would have picked up on it by now. But they ain't talking. The animals is running around in the forest and stuff. Everybody's not talking. But then when you get to the creation of man, we got this thing that we do. But we don't understand that it's not just casual attributes of being a human. It's not so casual. It's very deeply rooted in spirituality. Yeah, I said it. The concept of you being able to talk is deeply rooted in spirituality. It's like a signature of the creator. That's why when you use negative speech, it is a sin upon you. When you're saying cursings and things like that, think about if you're gonna do something negative and you're gonna get tricked on by. I'm not gonna tell you to do it. I'm saying if you did think about it, do something negative, man, that's enough already for you to get tricked on by God. When you make a vow to do something good, you're supposed to uphold it, or that'll be sin. You're like, oh, okay, what's going on with this speech? It's a whole lot more deeper than just casual sounds that we're making. Therewith bless we God. Talking about the tongue. Even the Father. And therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceeds blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Does the fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Are you going to be someone that is going to properly guide the people, or are you going to be somebody that negatively guides the people? And when I say that because we got a lot of people that get down in like two different ways. And I'm talking about Israelites. At one moment, the same person will be on the surface appearing to be helpful and instructional. Within the moment that you disagree with them, this person will turn into a completely different person and do the complete opposite, cussing and cursing. And I'm not talking about using F-bombs and A-bombs and stuff. I'm talking about literally, man, wishing death and destruction upon one. You be like, wow. It tells us in the book of James right here that we shouldn't do that, because we have this tongue that we have is not something that we have been properly informed on. They make you think that you have the freedom of speech in this land, but in this book right here is letting us know that the freedom, you might have the freedom of speech, but you better be careful what you say. He said, does a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? The answer to that is no. Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive trees, either of a vine, figs? There's no. So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. You can't be double-minded. You be unstable in all your ways. You can't be double-tongued. That's disconnected to your mind. So whoso is a wise man and endows with knowledge among you, let him show conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descends not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. Because where envy and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. Because where envy and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. That would be the reason why a lot of people, when they have these type of platforms or anything, or they'll have that type of position where they're They talk crazy to one crowd of people instead of being remedial, and then they got a more of a smooth direction of speech when everybody's agreeing with what they're saying. That same kind of platform or that same kind of person that sits in that seat, you'll notice that their doctrine is off. And no matter what you say to them, they won't be able to clear up their minds and see the real clear image. And the reason behind that is because that's confusion now that has been sown in that person's mind. Because it's either through envying or the person has a strifeful spirit that'll cause you to go astray, which will yield evil, negative results, inequity, hell. My bad. I saw you out there though. My bad. For every he said, but the wisdom that is from above is pure. It's pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. See, that's the thing that a lot of people are failing to see on that one right there, is this, without partiality. That partiality is being respecters of persons. When you be a respecter of a person, you're being partial. When you tell somebody to keep the commandments and then you are a person that doesn't have equal weights and just balances, that's hypocrisy. You're a person that's unstable with your spirit. You're easily angered. You blow up. You yell out obscenities and curses. That's against and contrary to the gospel, which places you as a hypocrite, proving that you don't have the fruit of the spirit, proving to you that you are without wisdom.
Yep, you ain't got the fruits of the spirit.
All right. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. All right. Now watch this. Now we're gonna go to Matthew 12. My bad. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I'll just type it in. Oh man, did they just do it? They just kick me off the page. They do that stuff sometimes. I don't know why I did that, but all right, here we go. All right. Right here. Matthew 12 and 30. We're going to get more on the speech. Check this out. It reads, "He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathers not with me scatters abroad. That's serious right there. You do not gather with Christ. And we know how Christ told us to gather. There is a certain way on how to do it. There's a certain way that he told his apostles on how to go out in this gathering process. There's other scriptures that teaches us how to do those things also. You go about it outside. You operate in anything outside of what is already has been established as the means on how you do this. I'm just gonna be clear and cut. You're messing it up. That's just what Christ is saying. He said, if you do not operate the exact same way that he actually laid out, you don't gather with Christ, you're actually leading people astray. That's just what it is. He says, wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin. Let me back this up, man. You don't gather with Christ. Christ kept all the laws. Christ kept the commandments. Christ didn't teach us that we do not have to keep the commandments. So when someone turns around and says, all you got to do is just believe, and you're the mission is accomplished. That's not what Christ was teaching. That's not what even the apostles taught after Christ. So when you're teaching people that, you do, and that is a doctrine that's being taught to our people all the time. It comes from the Christian church. But what it really does is just further confuses the people. Further holds them up from the actual spiritual progress that they actually initially came to receive in the first place. People turn to the Bible because they want to better their lives. That's pretty much what the bottom line is. They turn to God for the better. But when you teach them that they don't have to keep any of the laws and keep the commandments, that doesn't give them anything. That doesn't give them any type of benefits. What you really do is you teach them to live a life without any kind of conscience towards their mistakes. Now they eat pork without any type of, disregarding any type of consequences. They'll do pagan festivals, disregarding any serious consequences. That's why he says, like, if you don't gather with me, you actually scatter abroad. You make the people even more lost. Wherefore I say unto you, all manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy of the Holy Ghost shall not be forgiven unto men. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, blasphemy of the Spirit, the blasphemy of the mind, the mental change that these people, a follower of Christ, will display. A follower of Christ would display a true follower of Christ would display a certain change in their, not only in their lifestyle, but they'll have a change in their speech. They will have a change in their thought processes. And you blaspheme that. You speak against it. You throw a negative label to one that does that. That's how you blaspheme that spirit that this person has, and you need to be careful when you do it, because this person is deriving this from the Bible. That's going to count to you as a sin that won't be forgiven. He said, but the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, or Holy Ghost, shall not be forgiven unto men. And whosoever does what? Speaks a word against the Son of Man, it shall be forgiven him. But whosoever speaks, you speak by using the tongue. But whosoever speaks against the Holy Ghost, it shall not be forgiven him, neither in this world, neither in the world to come. That's serious ramifications. My bad. Serious ramifications behind one simple words by just speaking against it.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy too that, you know what I mean, these rappers, they actually speak against the Holy Spirit. They be talking about stealing and killing and sleeping with other people's wives. That's blaspheming the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Man, that's true. And they have no idea that the life that they lead is a result of those words that they sing too, man. Because we see it online. We see it.
Yeah.
Live. These guys is ending up in jail. They ended up getting killed. And these are people that had they had what would look like a promising life.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, how did it end like that? Like, you know, it's the tongue. Yes.
For real.
Watch this. It says, either make the tree good. You gotta make a decision. You gotta really, you gotta either make the tree good and his fruit good. What is the fruit? The fruit will be the words that you speak.
Yeah.
You can either make the tree good and his fruit, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt. For
man,
the tree is
that's
known
real.
by his fruit.
That fruit, that Galatians 5:24.
So he's either make the fruit corrupt, or you make the fruit good. JWoodBeats.com. You got this crazy speech. You one of those people that want to see the destruction of your own kind. You one of those ones that speak against those that want to change their lives for the better towards God. Go ahead and just lay in your bed. Don't be surprised when things go really, really bad for you. Other than that, you want to live a good life, then you got to have good fruit. You got to speak good words.
That's right.
It's letting you know that it goes both ways. That's the secret behind this. It goes both ways. If we was living in the kingdom of paradise, the kingdom of God, we would be highlighting and emphasizing more on the good part of this. We'd be like, man, make the tree good and make his fruit good. That's why we living on top of the world in luxury, because all we do is say good things and our music is positive. But we don't say those things because we actually are living the opposite. We have negative fruit. So what happens to the negative fruit? It shows that it's a bad tree now. What happens to a bad tree?
Gets cast down. Gets hewed down and thrown in the fire. That's what happens.
Gets casted into the fire. And we see that is true. We know that the back end of this instruction is true. So what we got to do is now we got to do a counter move. We got to counteract the negative. So he says, "O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. A good man, out of the good treasure of the heart, brings forth good things. And an evil man, out of the evil treasure, brings forth evil things. That's why a lot of these people, a lot of the sisters, they end up going out with these men, and these men they ain't about jack. And the sisters are, they're getting real clear indications, but that's why they ended up with them.
They're
They ended
cool
up
with
with these
that.
crazy ass dudes is because the stuff that they listen to, the music that they chant, the things that they be speaking on, the conversations that those men hold with their buddies, is all negative stuff. Ain't nothing good in it. It's all about death, violence, destruction, or the worshiping of some strange aspect like money or something like that. But it says a good man out of the good treasure of his heart, he'll bring forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure brings forth evil things. So don't be surprised when you get in the car with this woman and she's listening to I don't know what they listen to today. But let's just say that I know they listen to like gangster rap now. Chicks. At least out here in Cali. I don't know about everywhere else, but out here they ain't bumping Beyonce and shit. Like when you hear chicks in traffic and you listen to the music they playing, it ain't girl music. It's not even women. It's men that they listen to, and these men is crazy. They saying a bunch of crazy, evil things. That's why Christ says in response to that, but I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. All them things that these people are rapping about, minus the money, because they ain't nothing but lying on that. They ain't got no damn money. Most of these dudes is lying. They lying. They ain't got money like that. But all the negative stuff, all the violence, all the hypers and the over sexualization of the lifestyle that they live and all that stuff, man. You see it, man. These people, the ones that we see, they got some negative stuff going on. And the ones that we don't see, they still got negative stuff going on because we never even got to see them. They never made it. They just faded away somewhere in existence, somewhere along the line of disappointment. He said, for by your words thou shalt be justified, and by your words you shall be condemned. So it's very, very serious about what you're saying. You see that? Now,
that's it.
Watch that. Proverbs 15. We're gonna go to verse 10. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what's going on. I can't get my thing going on. Man. Are we even still live? Shoot.
We live.
I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to figure this out, y'all. My bad. Bear with me. Y'all can definitely see what just happened.
Oh, Blue Letter acting crazy?
Yeah.
No, it's going good for me.
Second time it kicked me off. You can screen share?
Yep.
I'm gonna remove mine.
Hold on. Blue Letter. Oh, hold on. Okay. Bam.
All right, cool. Can you make it a little bigger? Cool.
Where we going?
All right, I was trying to go to Proverbs 15 and 10.
Ready. Proverbs 15 and 10. You want me to get it?
Nah, I think it was 10 and 15. I'm tripping.
That was a good one.
Oh, you had to go all the way out again.
Nah, that was a good one though. That Proverbs 15 and 10.
Yeah, if I can't find it, then we'll just go back. No, then I can't. Yeah, I can't find that one. No,
Which one is it? What you talking about?
I don't know. Took me in Proverbs. We'll just go to Proverbs 18. I know where that one's at, 18 to 21, and we know the famous one, how life and death is in the power of the tongue. That's why you got to make a decision on what kind of tree you're going to be. And there's secrets to that. You can actually speak up good things. It's not only about the negative. It's just that we living under these curses these days. So all we see things is from a negative standpoint. But it's not the case. Let's start at 20. He said, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth. You see that? If you speak up good things, and you say successful, you say things like, I'm going to be successful when I do this. This is going to work. You know what I'm saying? Say if God wills it, and I live, I'm gonna do good with this. I'm gonna open up this business and it's gonna flourish. You know, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna be, and no, I'm not gonna be open on the Sabbath when I have my business. I don't care if that's the main day that we cut hair. That's the main day that Negroes get their hair cut. You're like, yeah, that's the main day Negroes cut hair. You're like, I don't care. I'm closed on that day. I'm gonna be the Negro that's open on Sunday. You know, and then you don't leave it blank. Then you say something like, and it's gonna go well. You know, I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna make twice as much money as what I would have made on Saturday. I'm gonna have twice as much customers.
Yep, facts.
You know, and you say them things, and it'll happen. Like one time, I'm not trying to go off, but this is a testimony. You know what I mean? Like one time, I even said, I'm gonna get this car, and somebody said, how much money is it? And I was like, they asking for $3,500, and at that time I didn't have a job or nothing. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no serious money coming in. And the person, they knew it too. They knew I didn't have no serious money. And they're like, nah, man, that's way too much money. That's way too much money for you to be able to get. And I said, man, I was like, I don't care what you say. It's like, no matter what. I was like, I'm gonna get that car. I was like, and I'm gonna make that money. And man, I don't know what happened. I still can't remember to this day. I try to remember what happened. But something happened. Somehow. Hey man, I ended up with that money. Like within weeks. When I'm talking about, there was no way. Like at that moment when I said I'm gonna end that money, there was no way of me knowing that I'm gonna have any money. I just said it because I was just like, nah, man. For some reason, I was like, no, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have that money. I was like, that car is gonna be mine, and I'm gonna have the money for it. It's like soon. I just ended up with it. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, man.
Blessing and cursing.
You know, I got all kinds of different testimonies. I'm not going to do that today. But I'm just saying, I'm like, man, I got a gang of different testimonies to where I'm like, no, life and death is in the power of the tongue. I like, you know what I mean? Like, I even said one time, and instantly it started happening. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, you got to be careful. We live in a world that we're not being taught about. They're teaching us about, you know, science. They're teaching us about literature and geography and history and shit. And it's not even like all of people's history. It's just you know, some history from their perspective. Not even all of theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not being taught about any. There ain't no high school class called spiritual or anything that is going to teach you about spiritual realms or spirituality or anything like that. So with that being said, we're missing out on a whole aspect of reality. Missing out on a whole aspect of reality. And it's like, so when we miss that, we missing out on some of the good stuff, man. It's not only the spooky bump in the night, ghost in the dark. It's not only that, man. It's actually some real stuff, man. Like positive things. Like, you professing that you believe something can be heavy too. You know, we don't know. We're not being taught none of these things. But when we see the walk of Christ and we see how the apostles recorded a lot of the incidences with them, he would ask people what would get them what, and he would pull an answer out from them that would substantiate their belief. By them professing it did something. That's why when we see right here, it says, a man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips he shall be filled. You can see what it's talking about, man. It's like, oh man, we can speak up good things. Because we know that this stuff has spoken up and brought up and yielded negative results. So it'll have to work. And the reason why I'm talking about the rise is because they paying big money for it. They pay these guys a lot of money to say it. And the stuff that they say yield results. Negative,
Yeah.
but the results are coming from it. We keep seeing the connection.
Yeah, it's from what they're saying.
Huh?
It's from what they're saying.
Yeah, it's the connection to what they're saying. It's not a coincidence that violence in the black community and its uptick coincides right perfectly with gangster rap. It's not a coincidence. As gangster rap hit the streets, black on quote unquote black on black crime increased. It's not a coincidence.
Oh.
They say that it's influence. Maybe if we just go and, broke down the word influence, we would probably get closer to what the Bible is saying anyways. It goes down to some spiritual stuff, man. You see? What does it say?
To have influence on, affect, determine.
No. Hold on. Let's first cover the fact that you can't define a word from using the word.
Right.
Do you know that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't define a word with the word. So let's look at what it said though up there. The similar.
Right.
Affect, determine, guide, control, form, shape,
Damn.
govern, decide, regulate, change. Ain't this the same type of stuff that demons are known to do, or you imagine a demon would do to someone?
Yeah. It's, if they're influencing them negatively, yeah. You can get influenced positively, which is getting those fruits that is right, or you can be influenced negatively, which is getting them rotten fruits.
Right. Alter. So you can alter your reality.
Yeah. All this is with the power of the tongue.
Huh?
All this is, influence. To influence somebody, you have to use what? The tongue.
Right.
This is all the power of the tongue.
Exactly. You got the tongue will do all these things.
Yeah.
The tongue will modify you. It will govern you. The tongue will transform you, sway you. It'll give you a biased way of thinking, as in being prejudiced, seeing things in color, predisposed, suborned, pressurized, as in negative influencing or peer pressuring. Horse. Same thing, as in deceiving or misguiding, misleading. Lean on
your own understanding.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, it cause you to lean on your own understanding. The tongue will twist someone's arm or force you against your novel. I don't know what the word novel means. I can't see that.
Bribe.
Try to influence or thwart someone by underhanded or unfair methods. Oh, to trick someone.
Yep.
To nobble.
Or a trick.
These nobblers, man. Persuade. Convince. Talk around. Talk into. Bring around. Coax. Induce. Inveigle. I don't know what that means either.
Persuade. Flattery.
By deception. Means of deception or flattery. That's all demons. This is spiritual. You can get negative spirits to be showing these negative things, and we could utilize the Holy Spirit
Come.
to do these positive things. What with that being with that being said, you can't just go ahead and get a person to defy the will of God, though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though you speak up good things and stuff like that, you can't defy the will of God. In other words, you know, you can't just say stuff like, "Let me be successful at killing people," or you know, you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's probably a good.
Yeah, and then not expect, you know, that's what the rappers do. You know what I mean? They glorify that lifestyle and they expect some good results, and it may seem like they're getting good results, but at the end it'll turn bad for them.
Right.
You can see all the rappers, all the ones that be saying that crazy stuff. Them dudes be dying by the words that they be saying.
Yeah.
Every time you look up, one of them dudes is dying. I'm like, damn, that's another one.
Yeah.
There'd be even people that's be growing up and they finna be, you know what I mean, hot, the quote unquote next new thing, you know what I mean? But they end up dying before they can even get the spotlight.
For real. Die before they can even spend all that money.
Yeah.
Like dudes like Michael Jackson and Prince and stuff. Them dudes, they got, you know, they cause people to fornicate. Even though their songs was under the disguise of like, you know what I mean, supposed to be sweet love making. That's what it's supposed to sound like on the surface. But it's love making. But what it was really teaching our people was fornication. Prince was opening up the door for homosexuality. Even though he wasn't a homosexual, he was doing everything. He acted like a homosexual. He dressed like a homosexual and all that. But he was just getting chicks. Michael Jackson, same thing. He wasn't a homosexual, but he looked like one.
Yeah.
Pranced around on stage like a homosexual to me. That's what I thought.
Talked like one. He didn't use his real voice.
Right. Opening up the door for that type of stuff. And then what happened to these guys? These guys died without even being able to spend all their money, man. These guys was rich. These guys probably had enough money to be able to pay for themselves to be able to live for 120 years. But they got their stuff throughout the will of God, outside of the will of God, man.
Oh.
So he says, like at 21, he said, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof."
Like, man, if you're gonna keep using that tongue, man, you're gonna get whatever you spew out your mouth. That's what that's saying.
Right.
Okay, man, you gonna keep talking. Like, say for instance, a fool. You gonna keep talking if you saying full of stuff and you keep spewing this foolishness. you're going to reap the fruits of that fruit that you was, you know what I mean, growing up.
The rappers love the tongue. They love the tongue. Think about it. They keep doing it. That's all they do is sit around practicing raps,
Mm-hmm.
practicing and reciting raps. That's loving the tongue. How else do you love the tongue?
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know, man. That is how you love the tongue.
Death and life
Oh,
are in the power of the tongue, and they
oh,
that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You be filled with the increase of your lips. Man's belly is satisfied with the fruit of his mouth. So if you love the tongue, how else do you love the tongue but somebody that listens to rap or makes rap? Listen to music. Not everybody likes music, but most people do. Well, now you're gonna be filled with the fruits of it. Why do you think white folks' music? Have you ever listened to their music? When you listen to white people's music, it ain't negative. It's positive stuff they talking about. They're talking about they be talking about marriage, they be talking about relationships that's lasting. They don't be talking about like we be thinking that country music is all about heartbreaks and all that. That's not true. I put on country music sometimes. Well, I don't put it on, but I ride with somebody that will put it on sometimes. And I will sit back and I'll listen to the lyrics. They be talking about relationships that's lasting.
yeah.
They're not talking about breakups and divorces and people cheating and slipping her out the door.
Yep, they talking about unity, you know what I mean, with the family, the men, you know what I mean, with the kids, their connection with the kids, their connection with their wives, you know what I mean, the love they got, you know what I mean, their interactions and growing the kids up or the interact, you know what I mean, that all these things. I've listened to some country music before too.
Yeah. It's positive.
Shoot, man, but you know what I mean, we got some of that too.
Not enough.
Yeah, not near enough.
We got the Israelite stuff now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We got the Israelite stuff, and that's starting to bleed itself into the mainstream. At least its influence. You know what I mean? Crazy I'm gonna use that word again. I ain't never gonna see that word the same. But you know, like the Israelites it's influence. I can see it bleeding into the mainstream artists' lyrics. You know, they're trying to be a little bit more consciously based. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to hear a little bit of it, but I think it might be a little too late for them for that now. You're right, it's a little too late. You didn't drop 12 albums of just, I'm talking about completely demonic music. And then your latest 2 albums, I guess you got like maybe 2 or 3 songs that is not negative. You're like, I don't know, man. Let's hope that was enough. But
no, near enough.
Huh?
It's not near enough because at the end of the day, nobody's recognizing that besides the people that's already woke.
Right.
Those that's not woke, they not recognizing it. They just wondering like, okay, that was different.
Right.
Like,
even though, yeah.
This album.
Because you said it right next to fucking, excuse my language. You said it next to 9 demonic songs.
Right.
You know, okay, you got a cool song talking about something cool. Like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it. It sounds like some Israelite music. But then you go check out the CD and you go, all right, let me go check out the whole thing. Check out this whole album, and this dude's talking crazy. You're like, man, what is this, man? What are you doing? Like, okay, whatever, man. You can see, like, oh, life and death is in the power of the tongue. These people are paying our people big dollars to say crazy stuff. So regular people that don't got a strong mind can go and do the stupid things and destroy their community and their lives and other people. Oh, okay. I get it. Let's go to Sirach. You got the Apocrypha?
Rock what?
We need to go to Sirach 20. We'll start at 1 and then we'll jump down a little bit. We'll start at 1.
Yo. No. So Rock 20 and what?
We're gonna start at 1. And then after that, we're gonna do a little bit of after 1 and we'll jump down.
Is this still KJ? Is this still the same one that you got?
Yeah, it should be.
All right.
Let me see. Well, I don't know. Hold on. Let me get there. Get here. All right. It says, there is reproof.
Yeah, that's the KJV?
Yeah, this is the KJV.
All right, boom. Let's get it.
Says, there is a reproof that is not comely or seasonable, not on time. Again, some man holds his tongue, and he is wise. It is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly. And he that confesses his fault shall be preserved from hurt.
Calm. Reproof, man.
Yes.
Oh, man. Hold on, man. I was wrong right there.
Yes, because how good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance? A lot of people don't disprove. We've done it. I know that. We'll do it. But a lot of people they won't do that. And that gets in the way of growth.
Calm.
People don't realize that. Like,
you become withered, man. Them fruits, man, start drying up.
That's right. So he say, how good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance? For so shalt thou escape willful sin. You'll escape willful sin, because once you get told and you don't want to correct and repent, now you are now operating in the area of willful sin, and that right there is the thing that we're not allowed to do. Let me get that real quick. Ain't that Hebrews 6? It said the Hebrews 6 and 4. Oh no, man, matter of fact. Hebrew 10 and 26. We'll do that. It says, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much of how much sore punishment, suppose you, shall he be thought worthy of, who has trodden underfoot the Son of God, and has counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he has sanctified, wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and has done despite unto the Spirit of grace. See that? So let's go back now to that Sirach. And let's read that again, and so we can understand how it sounds even better. At 3, how good it is when thou art reproved, to show repentance, for so shalt thou escape willful sin. As is the lust of a eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executes judgment with violence. There is one that keeps silent and is found wise, and another by much babbling becomes hateful. Some man holds his tongue because he has not an answer, or has not to answer, and some keep silence, knowing his time. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. He that uses many words shall be abhorred. Takes to himself authority therein by using many words shall be hated. There is a sinner that has good success in evil things, and there is a gain that turns to loss. That's why when we see these brothers and these rappers, man, but they ended up like going out in a violent way, or ended up going out incarcerated, or going out broke. A lot of them NBA players and all that stuff. People think that that stuff is harmless activities that people should be pursuing their life to get into, but they're not realizing that these are our priests that's being distracted
your first online sale,
to
your first
forsake
race
the
against the
covenant.
clock, and the first time you
It goes all the way
realize
back to the book
you've
of
got
Maccabees,
this.
man.
And with domains, websites, and payments,
These are
GoDaddy is a
evil
partner
ways.
that puts you first. GoDaddy,
Yeah.
tools and support for every small business.
And
At Carvana, we're in the
a lot
business
of those
driving
things
you
end up
happy
turning
and
into
saving you
evil.
time. That's why we have thousands of car options to purchase
That's why I
online
said
and
there is a
offer as
sinner
soon as next day
that
delivery.
has good
Visit
success
Carvana.com
in
or
evil
download
things.
the app to shop for a vehicle. Carvana, we'll drive you happy.
And
Yeah, that,
there is a gain that turns to loss. What's that?
no, it's good now.
There's a gain. There is a gain that turns to loss. So it looks like on the outside looking in, these guys is winning. They ain't winning. There's a gain that turns to loss. We seen when a lot of them people got that the PPP loans, and then all of a sudden they start getting locked up, and they start putting them people on the news. That was a gain that turned into a loss.
Yeah. People
like,
been
huh?
there's these people that just got like people in LA that just got caught stealing people's EBT money and stuff like that. Them people's game turned into a loss.
That's a gain that has turned into a loss. Real talk. People selling drugs. You know what I mean? You be the dope man. You be gaining for the, you know, saying in the meantime, you have you know, saying fancy rims on your car and all that stuff. You have some jewelry and everything. And then the other end of the story kicks in. Big loss. We don't know how it goes. So the book is true. It's the blueprint on how to live. watch this. Let's go down to 18. Oh, no, excuse me. Let's go to 13. 13, it says, a wise man by his words makes himself beloved, but the grace of fools shall be poured out. The gift of a fool shall do thee no good when thou hast it, neither yet of the envious for his necessity. For he looks to receive many things for one. He gives little and upbraids much. He opens his mouth like a crier. Today he lends, and tomorrow will he ask it again. Such a one is to be hated of God and men. The fool says, I have no friends. I have no thanks for all my good deeds. And they that eat my bread speak evil of me. How often and of how many shall he laugh? For he knows not aright what is to have, but what it is to have. And it is all one unto him, as if he had it not. To slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue. So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. An unseasonable tale will always be in the mouth of the unwise. A wise sentence shall be rejected when it comes out of a fool's mouth, for he will not speak it in due season. There is that.
Whoa.
These are heavy.
A wise sentence shall be rejected when it comes out of a fool's mouth. For why? For he will not speak it in due season. You know, that reminds me of people that, try to bring up like, say for instance, the people that try to hold the feast days that was supposed to be held in the land. When they do it, you know what I mean? When they speak of it, it's rejected, and they'd be like, man, that's not the time. That's not in the season it's supposed to be held.
Yeah. And they end up just kind of like still trying to go along with it, and it just doesn't even look right.
Yeah.
You're like, man, I know y'all niggas know that you are half stepping the whole situation because you're not even able to do everything.
Man.
You're not able to do that.
Like the Jewish people, man. They kind of like they almost like the Jewish people. Because the Jewish people, they'll still hold like the holy days, but they won't do the commandments to it. The Israelites doing like the opposite. They doing the commandments to it, but these feast days ain't supposed to be held while we out here.
Right.
We can't give up our first fruit. We can't give up fruit to the Most High on land that's defiled. What are you doing?
And they're using these classifications, these classifications to where they can keep on doing them year after year. It makes it to where every year there is no progress. We're always just doing this substitute classification. Nobody's ever inspired to go and actually say, like, hey man, we can't do all of that stuff right here, but we need to do all of these things. Think about what that would lead you to say. You're like,
for real,
we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
We need to go. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need to go where we can build these things and do these things and do these practices. And that's
we know we ain't supposed to do it in Egypt, man. According to the scriptures, man. Those that build up in Egypt will be destroyed with it.
Right. So it's like, dang. So what do? Come up with substitutes.
Called replacement theology.
Replacement theology. That's right. So he says, there is. I'm not trying to add to it. I'm just gonna put this in the proper English because it's hard for me to keep on reading it not in proper. It's just hard for me to understand it when it's not in proper English like this. There is a such thing of one that is hindered from sinning through one. All right.
Wait, where you at?
And And
That was 21?
yeah,
Damn.
there is a such thing of one that is hindered that from sinning, or not able from sinning, not able to sin through want. They do not want to sin. They want to not sin. And when he takes rest, he shall not be troubled. That's a person that's going to be reaping the benefits of what he sows. He doesn't want sin, so sin shouldn't come to him. There is a such thing of one that destroys his own soul through bashfulness, and by accepting of persons overthrows himself.
And that's where a lot of these people be falling to.
Yeah.
They be accepting of persons.
Yeah. With that bashfulness. Might call themselves Maranatha going on there, Marakael.
Oh man, Maranatha, yeah.
Yeah, they might call themselves a peasant in the presence of one. That's bashfulness. Being bashful will cause some stuff like that, or timidness. Like when somebody go to jail and say this person asks you for something off your food, and your bashfulness causes you to say yes. Whack. But what's gonna happen? You just overthrew yourself. You turned yourself into the prey. You food. These are principles that, like I was saying on another platform, if you ain't gonna be a citizen, you're gonna have to be a soldier.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, dang, that's crazy. I was gonna bring that up too.
You could be a citizen though. I'll go the citizen route.
Yeah, as long as if you being a citizen, man, you're gonna be, fulfilling the law. Because as a citizen, you can do this Passover. You can do the Shabbat.
Yeah.
You can get some days off. You can get the Passover off when the days you're not supposed to work, and you can get Shabbat off the days you're not supposed to work.
Right. And if that ain't enough action for you, you can be a straight soldier.
Yeah.
You can join somebody's military. You can even join God's military. And we ain't talking about you just sitting around here agreeing with something. We're talking about you actually being part of the military. Or you can start committing crimes, breaking laws, and you can end up in prison, and the next thing you know, you're going to be soldiering up in there. You don't want to soldier up in there, man. You're gonna get chewed up and spit out. You don't want to be a citizen out here, you're gonna get chewed up and spit out. That's what happens, man. Like turn into a bum out here, man. So he say right here, peep this. There is a such thing of one that for bashfulness promises to his friend and makes him an enemy for nothing. You gotta be able to know to say no. This goes with part of the life and death and the power of the tongue, man. And then in that verse 22, it goes with peer pressure also, man. I forgot to bring that one up. So that's what I was thinking when I read this one this morning. I said, man, that's that peer pressure though. He said that bashfulness, when somebody comes at you and gives you some drugs, offers you some cocaine, yeah, I said it, gives you some drugs, and then say, hey man, you want to try some of this? Or you should smoke some of this with us, or snort some of this like we snorting. And you like, oh no, and then somebody else comes through. Like, I don't even know, man. I guess your no wasn't strong enough. Because you should have had a strong no. Like, what? Man, you tripping. That's all you gotta say? Like, what, man? You tripping. Man, you already know I don't get down. Like, I already know that he doesn't get down. Okay, I'm not going to present no more drugs to this guy. But you, oh man, you know what I mean? I want to be cool with these guys. I want these guys to accept me. I don't want to look like a square. I don't want to look like I don't fit in. Or I don't want to look like I'm the guy that no chicks should be messing with tonight, or whatever it is. Whatever kind of person and situation that caused you to respect that one. Whatever it was that persuaded you, influenced you. Yeah, I said it. Influenced you to do the drug, man. You just overthrew yourself, man. You can't be running around up in here with that bashful stuff, man, according to the Bible. That's how you destroy yourself. Respect as a person destroys themselves. It says there is a such thing of one that is bashful. For bashfulness, he promises his friend and makes him an enemy for nothing. Putting yourself in situations that you don't want to be in. And me, myself, I even went through that. You know what I mean? Working with this one dude. He like, yeah, man, whoop-de-whoop. I need you to come work away out over here. And me, instead of just held to the nizzity no. Bashfulness. Yeah, I'm gonna admit it. Bashfulness and respecting a person. Because what I really just wanted to say is what I should have said. That's all. And if I didn't say what I really wanted to say, then I respected the person or respected some bullshit. Excuse my language, but this is true, man. You just gotta look at yourself sometimes too and be like, man, you ain't talking to everybody all the time. Some of the time you gotta be on something too. I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta get hit with that. Gosh, respect the person. Then what happens? I'm over here pissed off at the dude. Because he asked me to go somewhere that I didn't want to go, and I didn't tell him just flat out no. That's how that works. That's what I'm saying, man. This book is real true. It's beneficial if we actually abide by it. He said, he makes him an enemy for nothing. I didn't have to be upset with the man. All I really had to do was just say no, right? Remember that, Abdullah?
Yeah, all you have to do is say no.
All I had to do was just say simply no. Didn't you say no?
Yeah.
There it goes. And things could have gotten a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? Thank God it didn't go as bad as it could have went, but it went bad. So at 24 it says a lie is a foul blot in a man. Yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught. And that's just the truth, man. A lie is a foul blot in a man. You don't want to be a liar. You don't want to get caught up in any lies.
Yeah, you being the devil, man.
The only way that you can not get caught up in any lies is by not lying.
Facts.
And this goes all the way to Christianity too. It applies to Christianity. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I read this. Christianity. It is continually, like when they say the laws is done away with, they're talking about all the commandments, man. You know, that's what they're really saying.
Yes, I know. That's the laws.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, you got to be untaught to say this, though.
Right. They don't know what the laws is. That's it. Because when you show the laws, they'd be like, no, I don't have a problem with that. No, I don't got a problem with that. No, I don't have a problem with that. Then why you keep saying it's done away with?
Right.
What are you doing?
Would these things be beneficial or detrimental if we apply them to our lives? Beneficial. You're like, okay, you guys are. You're like, well, that's why you guys are being regurgitating these lies. Instead of teaching the laws, you're teaching against the laws. But it's only because you're untaught. That's the only way that it could be happening. That's the only way that this Christianity concept can still be existing. Is through somebody teaching them the excuse on why they're completely diverting the instructions at the beginning of the book. So it says a thief is better than a man that is accustomed to lie. But they both shall have destruction to heritage.
That's facts. But that's deep.
Yeah, because when we're dealing with the biblical concept of lie and truth, we're talking about lawfulness and unlawfulness, righteousness and unrighteousness. And a thief and someone that lives off of a false tongue, that's a lie, will have destruction to heritage. The disposition of a liar is dishonorable, and his shame is ever or always with him. And we got it 27.
A wise man.
A wise man shall promote himself to honor with his words.
What?
And he that has understanding will please great men. Like I was saying, the life and death is in the power of the tongue. The tongue is a world of iniquity. We know that it actually is. It's a manifest. It is a manifester of problems when we're using it negatively. But we can actually use it for positivity also. That's why we're looking at this Sirach, and it's teaching us that. The wise man shall promote himself to honor with his words. And he that has understanding will please great men. He that tills his land shall increase his heat. That's a general universal concept. And he that pleases great men shall get pardon for iniquity. Present and you know that you can see that happening in court go in the courtroom and have all your ducks lined up in a row, and you're going to get a way better outcome in that courtroom than when you go up in there looking like you done lost your mind,
For
talking
real.
like you done lost your mind. Said presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. Wisdom that is hid and treasure that is hoarded up. What profit is in them both? Better is he that hides his folly than a man that hides his wisdom. That's why you're not supposed to be a respecter of persons either, man. You would be a respecter of persons, and you actually are destroying yourself. Better is he that hides his folly than the man that hides his wisdom. Necessary patience. I'm gonna always remember this verse. This is a really good one. Necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that teaches his life without a guide. When they say that I got my own personal relationship with God, or I don't need no book, God is inside of me, we all got God in us, we all is gods, all that stuff. No, nigga, you need a guide. Shut up. Necessary patience in seeking the Lord is better than he that leads his life without a guide. What is the necessary patience? Reading.
Seeking out that book and read.
You gotta seek out that book and read. It tells you what you're supposed to do. Seek out the book of the Lord and read.
Necessary patience. That means this is necessity. This patience should be a necessity.
Right.
It is a necessity.
Come on now. What is that? Revelations Revelations 1 and 3 or 1 and 8. Blessed is he that reads. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it's important to read, and I understand if you can't read, but hey, blessed is he that hears then too.
Yeah.
1 and 3. Blessed is he that reads, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things.
And they that what?
Blessed is he and them that read, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, because the time is at hand. So when people say that the millennial reign didn't occur, like, what are you guys talking about, man? It said that the time is at hand.
That's right.
So no, millennial reign already occurred, but that's another story. But you see that? Blessed is he that reads and hears the words, the audience that's being read too. So it's like, come on now, we got this. You got it all figured out. It tells us in the scripts. You got to have that guide. You got to seek the Lord. Why? There is a necessity to him, to seeking behind it, to seeking God in it. By doing that, we got to read. That's the reason why over here at One Nation Set Apart, we do a lot of reading when it comes down to the Bible. We don't really do too much just, you know what I mean, general conversation, inside conversations. It's biblically based. Any other rhetoric is biblically based because of the material that we're reading. So you guys can know that you're getting a clear and unadulterated lesson that is derived in the biblical aspect, not just a bunch of stuff that you can't use here and there, some little bit stuff. Nah, man. You can get this whole video and actually know some real true stuff, man. Yeah, man. Well, with that being said, man, that was it. I just wanted to cover this, man. I wanted to get the life and death of the power of the tongue. Get on the negative. You know, I wanted to cover the whole part. I'm like, yeah, there's life to it too. There's benefits to it. But you just got to be careful what you're saying. You got to be careful what you listen to. They really get us with the rap music. A lot of our people, we don't realize it, but they're getting you, man. I'm talking about they're getting you. They getting you, man. Just time. It's just all in a matter of time, man. People get hit with these immediate repercussions, so they be thinking that everything's clear. And you're like, no, man, be scared. It just told us right there in Hebrews 10 and 26 and 27. Said, man, no, man. There's some scary stuff to be looking forward to when you do willful sin. It's scary. That's what you have in your immediate projection, in your near future, man. And I'm not trying to, man. I'm trying to warn y'all, man. Let's break that stuff. Let's get the positive. Teach your people, man. Get away from that rap music. You got Israelite music now. You ain't gotta listen to that crazy stuff no more. Because all it's gonna do is keep you in. All it's gonna do is keep you in a negative, man. It ain't gonna do you no good. The crazy conversations that we have, talking about the stupid stuff or death, murder, and mayhem, and all that, man. Let that stuff go. Talk about business plans and business strategies and talk about the Bible on, behavioral readdressing, family growth, bonding, things that you're going to be doing with the kids. If you ain't got no kids, talk about how you're going to make you some kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you figure this out. Talk about positive stuff. Listen to nothing but positive things. Think optimistically about things that you do and make sure that these things that you're doing is biblical. Don't say I'm gonna be optimistic about being a pimp. I'm gonna be optimistic, about selling my body on the pole. Like, no, those ain't the things that we talking about. That ain't positive stuff. You can't be positive about negative things.
Right.
We're talking about, because a positive plus a negative is still a negative. So we gotta just be positive. That's all I'm saying, man. We're gonna go into some more verses into the laws in the next video, because I've been wanting to teach some things about the laws. You know what I mean? You gotta know the laws. Just what they're just hear what the laws at, just what it said. No, you gotta understand things about the law. So for the next video, just be on, be on the lookout. That's what we're gonna be doing, man. We're gonna learn the law. Watch, you're gonna see, you guys gonna be like, man, this is fire. Like, yeah, it's all fire. We just don't know all of it. We don't know, nobody's teaching you. They'll just say, don't do this, don't do that. You're like, wait a minute, let's get deeper into it. And watch, I'm gonna show y'all how we gonna do it. So, till then, man, we covered the tongue talk. Battle Axe Finna has Akmalak Torah, Ak Yao Sap, Ak Marakayel. We got Shalaman, the Zero. And we got SPI in the scene. And everybody else. Tune in later. Maranatha. Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm out.
Ashar Shabbat.
Khan.
I got a slapper.
Oh, you got one? Yeah, I was cooking up one, but you can go ahead. What you got?
Let me get it. Here you go.
Against us there is no law. Against us there is no law. He died on the cross for it all. He died on the cross for it all. 7 times I may fall, 7 times I may fall. But through it all, still standing tall. But through it all, still standing tall. Love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, goodness, and faith. Meekness, temperance will save you from that everlasting life. Against us there was no law. Lust of the flesh, been through it all. Been battling demons back to the wall. Gotta stay with the source so you can kill them all. Gotta keep faith in your salvation. Each and every test should be your motivation. Gotta have patience, won't surprise those who's waiting. Pray for even those who's praying. Not battling the flesh, but these princes, principalities, they want your soul, they have to get it. The only way they can destroy your soul is if you quit it. The devil trying to hold you for your sins, just never get it. I lay you, I lay you, I lay you. I praise you and I never put no other God before you. I step my treasures up and in heaven where I store it. This time is almost up, you be a fool if you ignore it. I lay you, I lay you, I lay you. I praise you and I never put no other God before you. I step my treasures up and in heaven where I store it. This time is almost up, you be a fool if you ignore it. Against us there is no law. Against us there is no law. No law. He died on the cross for it all. He died on the cross for it all. 7 times I may fall. 7 times I may fall. But through it all, still standing tall. But through it all, still standing tall.
Bloody scenes growing up. We was being trained, not only being raised. Open my eyes wide enough. Learn to recognize the enemy at a very young age. SWAT team busting through the front door. Got the family hemmed up in shackles. Infrared beams interrupting my dreams. Deep through the anger resides in this sea. Blessed because I'm not blind. Depressed and stressed from doing dead time on these streets. Gotta look out for the police. No peace, gunshots won't soon cease. Gotta get my hustle on to ease the hunger pain from living this life in poverty. Trying to keep me locked down in these cages. My mind, I'm thinking like mentally, blow it up, drop the bomb, give a fuck.
No, my bad, y'all.
What happened?
That was it.
Oh,
Nah.
what happened, man? He's gonna end it like that?
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all can't just end it like that. That was tight. All praises to the Most High, man. Not gonna lie, I know who that dude was. That was gas, man. Y'all just dropped that?
Huh?
Y'all dropped that?
Yeah.
That's tight, man. All praises, man. Heck yeah. All right, y'all. Shabbat shalom, man. Maranatha.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat.
Shabbat. Shalom.
Blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb. Thank the Heavenly Father for his Son, Christ, and for the sacrifice for us to get into that covenant once again and to utilize the benefits of our obedience to the word of God. With that being said, y'all, man, keep your head up, man. Don't faint. We almost on that last stretch. Last burst of energy, man, and make that run for the finish line, man, and we out. Maranatha.